2025 is almost over, and I need to ask you something that is gonna be very brutal. Are you gonna enter 2026 the same broke, frustrated, small thinking woman that you were in 2025? Because if you are, then this video, I'll be honest, is not for you. But if you're finally ready to just stop making excuses, stop playing victim, start building the empire that you've actually been dreaming about, the next couple minutes that we're gonna be spending together will change your life. I'm going to give you the exact blueprint I wish someone had given me when I was a broke waitress 6 years ago. The same system that took me from serving tables to a multi-millionaire by the age of 26. This is not gonna be some cute motivation, this is gonna be a strategy, and fair warning, this is gonna be a longer video than usual, but I'd rather give you everything that actually have transformed my 2025 and 2024 and will transform in 2026 than to give you 5 cute tips that sound good but change nothing. So let's get right into it. So we're gonna start with the first pillar that we're gonna be talking about today. P1, we're gonna call it. We're gonna eliminate energy drainers. So anything that drains our energy, guess what I'm doing? Chop, cut, gone, okay? So the first pillar is the one most women actually skip, and it's why they actually fail. What do they do when they want to level up in this life? They think, oh my God, I need to add more. I need to do more. I need to have a better morning routine with more steps, better night routine. I need more businesses. And that is exactly the thing that is really stopping a lot of them. We think adding is what's gonna get us to our goals, but in reality, subtracting from your life is what's gonna get you to your goal. So the first category is removing vampire people. So vampires, we're gonna remove them, okay? So X the vampires. Now, when I talk about vampires, I'm talking about friendships that I've had to leave behind because I knew I wanted more out of this life. Now, for your next level, I need you to think and audit your relationships. Who drains it versus who actually energizes it? I need you to create a no contact list for 2026. I need you to really get serious about this because people underestimate what extra people in their life can affect them negatively in their professional life versus actually affect it in a positive way. When you have a lot of friends that they're not really amazing friends, but they're just people in your life, even if they're not bad people, and I'm not saying these are just bad people, as a human, you only have X amount of energy and time that you can give in the day. So when you are trying to be a good friend, a good person to your sister, to your mom, to your dad, and then to people that are also friends, acquaintances, people that you work with, you look at your day and you're like, I haven't even got anything done, but I feel so drained. Why? It's because you have had so many interactions with people that did not pull you up, right? Most of them pull you down, but some of them kept you neutral. But even those we have to eliminate. The ones that bring you down, or they gossip, they waste your time, don't make you really believe in yourself, don't give you a lot of positive affirmations. Of course, these ones have to go. But even the neutral ones, if someone is keeping me neutral, it means that I am just talking about nonsense with them, about how is the weather, how is the food. And that might be even worse than someone dragging me down because you're gonna think it's not, affecting my life, but it is. Because once you understand how successful people allocate their time and energy so strategically, because they understand what you don't understand. They understand that we have only limited number of energy and time that we can give in the day. So if I by mistake give it to the neutral person or to the down person that's gonna literally suck the life out of me like a vampire, I am, instead of putting it into a business, instead of putting it into growth, instead of putting it into me, I am wasting that time. And I feel like people just don't take time and energy as serious as they should be. And once you do, that will be your $1 million year, I promise you. So get extremely selfish, get extremely analytical with who's in your life? Why are they in my life? And if someone is just keeping me stable, they're gone. If someone is dragging me down, they're also gone. If someone is just gossiping, wasting time, they are all gone. So I remember this year was the year that I have made the most amount of money that I've ever made. And it was because I've had a lot of lonely seasons, right? Where I literally would rather be alone having lunch or breakfast than my energy being wasted with just an acquaintance that takes a lot of time to just even maintain that friendship. That isn't a friendship, it's just spending time together so I'm not alone. Well, I would actually rather be alone because then I'm gonna be in my thoughts on how to grow, how to elevate. Maybe I'm gonna meet someone because when you're alone, people actually come talk to you. If you are going through a lonely season because you are in that elevating season, I'm just gonna be the one to tell you it is fine. It is way better to be in that season than to have the wrong people in your life. And you're gonna go through these seasons a lot of times throughout your growth. Just know that it is temporary. And on the other side is the people that you actually are gonna have the solid relationship with that are gonna only elevate you and add value to your life. The second category that I had to also eliminate from the energy drainers was I eliminated broke people activities. You'll be like, wait, what? I didn't know there's activities. Of course, there is something called broke people activities. So your calendar is basically the mirror of your priorities, okay? So if you show me your calendar, I'm gonna probably know how much you make exactly from your calendar. What is on your calendar? Now, when I was broke, my calendar looked very different. It still had stuff, always busy, but busy does not mean productive. Going in circles, spending time doing things that are not elevating me is not something that you should be doing. So I literally had to list, and that's what I want from you guys. I need you guys to list on a pen and paper, right? Everything that you do in the day, every little thing from, oh, I pick my outfit, to I brush my teeth, to I call my friend, every little thing. And then look at that list and see, how can you remove almost 95% of it? How can I just live a life that most of my activities are only pulling me up? Basically, what activities can I do in the day that are a priority, that are gonna make me money? If it's gonna make me money, so this is what it's important. If it's making me money, if it's making me grow, if it's making me better, I'm gonna keep it. If it's none, I'm gonna cut it out. And that's as simple as that is. So I had to remove all broke people activities so I can focus only on these three things. So cut it all out in 2026. So the third category that we need to cut out, the mental, and this is gonna be a brain somehow, any mental energy leaks, we are gonna cut it out. We are gonna exit all the leaks. Most women, what do? We are so consumed all the time with things that we cannot control. Did they message me? What did they think of me? How do I do this? I'm scared if they're gonna judge me. Things that we literally have no control over. So I made a decision a couple of years ago that if something will not matter in the next 2-3 years, I'm not spending more than 2-3 minutes on it. And I truly live by it. We don't have the capacity to think of so many things in the day. So when I think of something, it better make me money, make me elevate, or make me better. If it's not doing one of those, I'm gonna cut it out. Things like drama, things like Love Island, things like reality TV, that is also, by the way, mental energy leaks. Because guess what drama gets us to do? Drama like literally consumes us. So now you're thinking, oh my God, what did they do? What should they respond? Oh my God, if that was me, I would do XYZ. I wouldn't say this. And it's like you're thinking mentally about something that will not serve you and will not add to your life in any way, shape, or form. So on social media, I eliminate all drama. I don't want to follow anything that posts about drama, about negative things. I only follow people that actually talk about business, actually talk about growth, actually talk about money. Why? Because these are the things that are important to me, point blank, period. I make sure I removed the negative content, and that have changed so much in my life that I don't know what's going on with whatever drama TV you guys are consuming. I am in my bag, and this is why my bag keep growing day in and day out. And then the fourth thing that I had to cut out is the financial drainers, right? So I wanted to make sure that what do I spend my money on? Where does my money go? Because all of us, we spend our money. We're making money and we are spending it on something. So I understood that broke people leak money on things that don't serve their goals. And I started only consuming money or spending money if it's in direct proportionate to get me to my goal. So even when I buy things, maybe it's a liability, maybe it's an asset, that's not what we're talking about. I'm looking at it as in, when I purchase this nice car, when I purchase this nice house, is it gonna serve me to get to my goals? If it's a yes, then we're gonna go all in and we're gonna buy it. But if it's just like a waste of time and a waste of money, I will stay away from it. So I want you to track where does your money actually go? Because you're gonna be surprised how much women are spending most of their money on the most nonsense things, like makeup, beauty, hair care, skincare, fashion, and just food. Going out and looking like we're having a good time when we're not having a good time. So I had to eliminate a lot of these things. Of course, I'm gonna shop the necessities, but I'm not going out of my way when I'm emotional. Oh, let me just spend money to feel better, because that's never the answer. The answer is always investing into yourself, into things that generate ROI. So that is the first pillar of things that are gonna drain us, that we need to eliminate. And I need you to be very serious about eliminating these things. So now that we have eliminated what is draining you, let's talk about what you actually need to build. Which brings me to my second pillar, which is wealth foundation. So here's the problem that a lot of women actually face. Okay, we are thinking always on how can I make more money? We're not thinking of how can I build a wealth system? Because if you're always just chasing money, which chasing money is cool, but if you just are getting $1 here, $1 there, and $1 here, and you're always just hustling, you are gonna burn out, you are gonna be stressed, you are going to be in your masculine because you're always trying to figure things out. What a soft, rich, wealthy woman does is she creates systems that makes her money all the time. So she just follows the system and she makes money. So I need us to start shifting from how can I just make more money to how can I build a wealth system that is gonna keep me rich for a long period of time. And that brings me to our first thing that we need to master for our wealth foundation: skills. Okay? So I want you in 2026 to pick one high income skill and truly master it. Not half master it. I'm talking about fully on master it, become the best at it, because you have spent the most time on it, doing it and learning about it. So what I have always done, and I will always do, minimum every single month, I'm investing 10% of my income into investing back into learning skills. Now, I have had months where I've spent almost 80%. I've had months where I've spent 50%. I have had months where I spent 20%. But the minimum always that I'm investing every single month into learning new skills is at least 10%. Because at the end of the day, your skills are the only thing that no one can take away from you, right? I have invested over hundreds of thousands of dollars in just myself. And you might be like, well, wow, that's a lot of money, investing hundreds of thousands of dollars. But in order to make millions of dollars, you have to invest at least hundreds of thousands of dollars, or you're gonna end up losing that hundreds of thousands of dollars in mistakes. For me, I'd rather invest it into programs, events, masterminds, knowledge, tools, mentors that are gonna help me get that information that I need, versus just me wasting money doing something for so many years because I don't know what these millionaires are doing. So I would rather learn these skills, pay who I need to pay so I can get to the next level way faster. The more skills you have, the more you're gonna be paid as a woman. So if it's one thing that I want you to be obsessed with is how many skills do I have that literally make me undeniably paid. If you are someone that has so many skills and you have the amazing skills that are the rich skills. So you might be like, okay, well, what skills have you mastered? I have mastered sales, social media, which is branding, investing in the financial markets, speaking and public speaking and communication and getting what I want when I want it. These are the things that I invested in. Understanding how to sell like a beast, anything, understanding social media, investing into the financial markets, public speaking, communications. These are the skills that have made me millions of dollars. But I would have never known these skills and mastered them in the period that I have if I have not actually invested in myself. So when you master things like these, which is undeniably paid forever skills that I will forever make money from, this is what's gonna always set me apart from every single person. Because the average person don't have these skills. I am a beast at these skills. So the second thing that I want us to focus on is an income stream that we are going to have. Afnan, should I have 10 multiple income streams? No, you should not. The fastest way to scale and to scale big is to have one income stream and focus on getting it to 6 and 7 figures. Because again, if you want to be one of these people that are jack of all trades, master of none, first of all, you might make a lot of money in the beginning, but at some point your credibility is going to be hurt. These businesses are going to suffer because in the beginning, you don't have a lot of time and you don't have a lot of money to invest in other people that will run your businesses. And you don't even have the right education, the right skills to run all these businesses. So you might make a lot of money from different things, but nothing is gonna really scale big. And in a couple of years, your reputation is gonna be hurt because they're like, wow, didn't you do that drop shipping thing and then that e-commerce and then that crypto? And then you also did fashion modeling. You're not known for anything and people then will look at you like a joke. Hence why they will not pay you the big bucks. What I always recommend is focus on one thing, be the best at that one thing, scale it to 6 figures. So in the beginning, what I have mastered is sales and investing in the financial markets. I have mastered them so much. I was known for it. If you wanted to invest in the financial markets, I was your girl. We were helping people get into it. And of course, sales comes with it to build teams and so on and so forth. From there, once we master that, I have made millions of dollars from that. I'm like, well, what are 2 things that I can add that will even make this 2 businesses very successful, which we added social media and speaking. And this was not separate businesses. It was just more branding to the same thing. And then also speaking to my social media so it can make sales even better and investing even better. And it was all a full-on circle. I've mastered that. I've made money from that and have always been asked. Most common question was, how can I grow my social media? How can I get attention? Because I was always so good at it. Not as amazing as I am today, but I've always had the eye for it. So I have decided now to really be known for scaling businesses through social media because I have seen what it has done to my life. So I am known for one thing. I have income from one skill and business. Now we have different packages, different ways we help people, but it's one business that I became a beast at it. So what I would recommend is scale it consistently throughout the year and don't add any new streams of income until this is profitable and it's scalable. So the truth is, wealthy women actually focus. Broke women, they spread themselves thin. So we don't want you to be the next broke woman. Now that brings us to the third point, which is multiplication, right? So multiplication. Every dollar that you have to think of it as a multiplier. As in, what can I do with this money to make me more money? I don't want to save money. I want my money to work more for me, because I understand if I save it, eventually, number one, I'm going to be spending it at something, and the dollar is losing its value. Inflation is going up every single year. So it actually makes no sense. So every single dollar that comes in my bank account, I'm thinking, how can I multiply and I can grow it? And once you stay in that mindset for a long period of time, you start noticing opportunities. You start noticing what wealthy people are doing to grow their money. So when I started investing in the beginning, I was scared because I didn't understand it. But I was just like, you know what? I need to understand how to invest my money. And I'll be honest with you guys, till today, the best investments that I have done was investments into myself. It was never into the financial markets. It was investments into my businesses, into me as a person, into my skills that have paid off, probably 100x by today. And so that actually brings us to our third pillar, which is you can have all the best strategies, but if you have a broken mindset, you will forever stay broke. So the third pillar is the inner game. And this is something that if you master, it will pay off massively, especially as a woman. So here's a problem. Women usually sabotage their success because they were not taught about money growing up, and we are not mentally prepared for wealth because we've always said, oh, just marry a rich man, oh, just have the man do all of it. So it's always going to be new to us. So I had to remove all the mindset blocks that I have had, as in, you're just a girl. You don't want to be masculine. You don't want to be too much. No one's going to marry you if you're so rich. Then you're going to end up single. No one's going to like you because you make money. And then I had to really talk to myself and be like, what are you talking about? This makes no sense. If you make money, you're going to end up single. If that's the case, then so be it. Because that sounds better than the twisted idea of I need to be broke and hopeless and clueless to be with a man. I don't think that's how really the world should be. Now, the world is not like that, but let's say I'm playing the devil's advocate right now. When you master your inner game, a lot of things that you are probably sabotaging your success. I've seen women that make money and then they're like, wow, I made a lot of money. Okay, let me chill, because they almost feel like they don't deserve more. But men, as soon as they make money, they're thinking, how can I even make more money? How can I scale bigger? How can I make more moves? But women, they're not even thinking like that. They're like, oh, let me take a vacation. Let me go buy a nice designer bag and flex on people on it. Which goes completely opposite of everything that I've been teaching guys 2 seconds ago. And so that brings me to the first mental shift that we need to have. From permission to permission, we are gonna be making decisions right away with no one permission, not from a friend, not from a family member. So I had to realize that men are successful because they don't say, uncle, do you think this is a good idea? Mom, do you think this is a good idea? Friend, no, they think of ideas and they get to moving. Girls, let me ask my best friend, let me sleep on it. Let me ask my husband, let me ask my partner what he thinks. And this is probably the reason why a lot of women are still broke, because we need that permission. I need someone to tell me, yes, honey, go. I believe in you. You can do it. And most of the time, people are not going to tell you that. People are going to tell you, this is a stupid idea. Don't do it. But if you have the vision, if God told you to do something, it's because it is your vision that you have to execute on. So I stopped asking for permission and I started making decisions from just my own self, my own experience, and acting on those decisions right away. Not even waiting, because the longer you wait, the more you're gonna be overthinking, hesitating. So I make a decision, I act on it, boom, now it's too late. Now we have to go through it. So make major decisions without consulting anyone. Decide first, inform people second. Sometimes I don't even inform people, because leaders, at the end of the day, they don't need permission to lead. The second mental shift that I have had was to go from people pleasing to actually having boundaries and not feeling sorry about my boundaries. Other people's comfort is not your responsibility. When you say no, I need you to not flinch. When you don't like something, I need you to say, this does not work for me, and be gone without thinking about their feelings. Because when you are setting a boundary and you should stand on it, that's how you're gonna live your life and say no without over explaining, and you protect your energy like your life depends on it. Because in reality, your life does depend on your energy that you have. And this energy that we're spending on people pleasing, making sure everyone's happy, and I am the last person to make happy, no, we're cutting that out in 2026 and we're not doing it. So if I have to choose between being liked, loved, or being respected, I will choose being respected all day long. Because if you're respected, it means that you are gonna be making money. If you're loved, means that you're gonna be broke. So choose being respected, always. The third mental shift that I have had was from scarcity to abundance. I feel like us women, sometimes we feel like if another woman is glowing up, is getting her millions of dollars, is successful, that like takes away from you. Guys, we're not in high school anymore. I need us to stop thinking like a high school child on how they're competing with the other girl. We are grown adult women that are smart and successful, and we will only rise if we start collaborating together, not out of jealousy, not out of envy, but out of, if I win, there's also probably space for you to win as well. And if another woman achieved something, that should be the happiest day in your life, because it almost gives you the permission to dream that big, because if she did it, you can do it as well. And that is something to be proud of, not to be scared about, oh my God, if it happened to her, it can't happen to me. No, there's enough money in this world for all of us to be multi-millionaires. So I started focusing on abundance. I actually started pulling more women to start making money with me, more women to learn with me, more women to learn about investing, sales, helping them. Because if all the girls can make money, then we can really do beautiful things in this world and we can learn from each other. So this has always been a mission of mine, to help the girls make money, and a lot of money. Now, the fourth mental shift that I have had, this is a big one, from victim to victor. If I hear one more woman in 2026 saying, oh my God, this happened to me. Oh my God, he did this to me. Oh my God. This is the thing that is draining us more than anything. Because as we talked about it before, when you say, they are doing this to me, this person did not love me properly, they abused me, they did all of that, that's giving power away. So I am never a victim of any of my circumstances, because victims, they make excuses. Victors make millions. I started to take 100% responsibility of all my results of my life. Oh, we lost $100,000? My fault, 1,000%. Oh, we made $1 million? Also my fault. Because when you take responsibilities, you take responsibility of the good and the bad. And when you take responsibility of the bad, you will think, okay, well, how can I learn from it or fix it? Not how can I cry about it. Now, you can cry about it, but don't cry for too long. Think of, how can I solve this problem? So my mind was always thinking in solution, not in problems. And once you train your mind to be that way, you will find possibilities and millions in so many things. So everything is either a win or a lesson. I've had the biggest failures where I have lost over $700,000 in bad investments, in people taking advantage. I mean, I was very upset, but I could have quit entrepreneurship. I could have been like, why me? Why this? This is the worst thing. I hate entrepreneurship. I'm gonna quit. I'm just gonna go back to a job. But what I did instead is, okay, well, this is my responsibility, my fault. How can I learn from it? How can I grow? And how can I make that much money in one day? Because if we lost it in one day, we probably can also make it in one day as well. So now that we have the strategy, we have the inner game in place, we have eliminated all the toxic ingredients of this recipe, this brings me to, how can I turn it into a brand that actually makes me money, which is the fourth pillar that we have to execute, like my life and your life depends on it. Because, matter of fact, it does. So here's the problem. Most people have the skills, but they don't have the audience to sell to, which brings me to my favorite topic of all time. So this is when I realized I needed to actually build a brand, not just offer services, because I've had the amazing programs, amazing services. I have master sales, but people did not know that. And I needed to build a brand so I can also offer my services and be known for that. So your brand is how you turn one skill that you probably have right now, into streams of income that are gonna pay you millions of dollars. Social media is gonna give you the unlimited reach and scalability, and this is how you go from trading your time for money to actually building the real wealth. So now that we're gonna be executing, what I want us to do is have one skill, right? Find that one skill, just like we talked about. One skill that you're gonna be mastering. This is gonna be the foundation. This is gonna be the thing that you're gonna be known for. Not 5 skills, guys, just one skill. Then we're gonna turn that one skill into content. Now that we're gonna be making valuable content about it, as well, we are gonna be sharing the process, the wins that we have along the way, and the lessons. This is when your knowledge is gonna become your content, and your content will become your brand. This is very important because a lot of people are like, well, I'm not an expert at anything yet. How do I even start talking? But guys, this is the problem. When you are an expert about something and then you suddenly become an expert and people don't know where you learned this information from, they don't relate and enjoy the journey as much as if they see someone and grow with them. People love my social media brand, my personal brand, my content so much because people feel like they have grown with me since I was 21 till today. They've seen me change, they've seen me get better, they've seen me master things. And this is why when I launch offers for $25,000, when I launch offers for $30,000, they're not questioning why am I charging this, because they have seen the insane results that I have had, and that is the best credibility. So find one skill, tell people that you're committing to being the best at that skill, making content about what you're learning, and show the process, the wins and lessons of that one skill. It could be personal training, it could be makeup, it could be branding, it could be mastering psychology, neuroscience. There's so many things that you could master, but find one thing and master it. And now I'm gonna actually give you the full-on breakdown on what I want you to do step by step, quarter by quarter in 2026 that will help you structure your 2026 now before 2026 actually starts. So let's look at Q1, which is the first quarter of 2026. This will be the foundation. So this is, of course, from January to March. And in this quarter, we're gonna, number one, focus on mastering the skill. So we're gonna master the skill. We're gonna find a skill, master it, one thing, learn it. And then the second thing is we're gonna set up our social media platform and 1 or 2 platforms, and we're gonna start posting consistently at least 1 time a day about your learning journey, not how amazing you are, about your learning journey. So every single day we're posting, we're getting better, we're mastering it, we're analyzing it, we're getting better at the skill and at social media. That's it. These are the 2 things that we're gonna be focusing on. And that brings me to Q2, okay? So in the second quarter of 2026, this is the growth quarter. So in this quarter, we're gonna focus on, number 1 is authority. What does authority mean? I want you, now that we are in what month? We are in April to June. I want you to become the best in your niche, in your audience. So we're gonna build authority and we're gonna grow our audience on a whole nother level. The first quarter, we tapped into it. Now we know what works. We know what people want to see. We know what things we need to post. So we're gonna be going bananas on people. So apply your skill to also get results. That's how we're gonna get the authority. Whatever skill we have mastered, get results. How are you gonna get results? You can apply it on either yourself or on a client. So now you have a testimonial that you can be talking about, okay? So share your results and process on social media. But I also want you to engage with your audience, because once you engage with your audience, you are gonna have a lot of growth. You're gonna start going viral. So in this quarter, you're gonna start realizing that number one, you're actually getting real results from applying your skill. Number two, your audience is starting to grow on a whole nother level, because now social media is your forte. You know what you're doing. And your engagement on every single post is increasing, where people are turning into loyal fans, loyal followers that eventually are gonna be your buyers. So in our Q3, this is gonna be the monetization quarter. This is the making money quarter, okay? And this is gonna be from July to September. So in these months, the main focus is how can we turn our brand into income stream, right? How can we make money? So number one, we are gonna launch our first product or service or offer based on your skill. So we're gonna launch something. We're gonna start selling something. Number two, we're gonna still keep growing. The growth never stops, because we said the more attention you have, the more money you're gonna be making. We're gonna also start building, the third thing, a community, whether it's an email list, a community of people on the broadcast channel on Instagram, whatever it is. Build the community so you have your own tribe, people that ride and die for you. So we're gonna launch whatever the product and service it is. We're gonna make a lot of money, because now we have a lot of people that follow us, that love us, that are loyal fans. We're gonna continue to grow, because eventually we're gonna increase our prices, because we have more testimonials and we're growing and we have a lot of followers. And then the community is gonna always give us the credibility that we are really doing things on a whole nother level. And that brings me to our Q4, which is the last quarter of the year of basically scaling. So Q4, which is about scaling on a whole nother level. So this period is gonna be from October to December. And in these months, number one, we're gonna focus on how can I optimize your content and your offers, right? You wanna make sure your offers, your products, your services, they are the best, and you are literally making the most amount of money in multiple ways from the same offer. Number two, you're gonna scale your audience. What does that mean? Now it's gonna be time to even go on other platforms that you are gonna be mastering, whether it's YouTube, whether it's X, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Snapchat, depending on your niche that you're in. I want you to expand from there. And because we are almost approaching 2027 here, I want you to start planning even 2027. We're gonna plan even bigger offers, bigger moves, more viral things. And we're gonna have a clear expansion plan for 2027. And we're also gonna make sure we're gonna be at least 4 to 6x our income in 2027. So this is what we're gonna be doing in this quarter. We're gonna be asking ourselves, who do we need to hire to make this really happen? Who do we need to pay to make us better? We need people in our team, in this quarter specifically, that will be smarter than us in some areas that we're not so good at, so they can take us to the next level. And in this next level, you're gonna need people better than you. So now, let me tell you what's actually going to happen, right? The reality is 90% of you, we're gonna get excited, is gonna take notes, and then you're gonna go back to your patterns by literally February in 2026. The 10% who actually implement this will be unrecognizable by December 2026. And this is what have always separated me from being in the 90% to being in the 10% to eventually being in the 1% is I actually take action. I have people that keep me accountable in my circle and will not let me slack off. I have communities that I'm in with high-level entrepreneurs and I see what they're achieving and I'm learning from them. So of course, I'm gonna be the next person as well. Here's the question that you need to ask yourself. Which group are you going to be in? Are you going to be the same person in 2027? Or are you going to transform your life completely in 2027? So here's the closing challenge for you guys, okay? I want the commitment from you guys. Comment below one thing you're eliminating and one thing you're building in 2026 so we can all have each other here in the comments and hold each other accountable. I needed to make it public and I needed to make it real. Have people hold you accountable. Now, my challenge to you is implement at least pillar number 1 this week. I don't want you to wait for January 1st. That's literally why the 90% of people lose, because they start January 1st. I want you to start now. So 2026 can literally be your breakthrough year, but only if you actually do the work. Not if you do the comfortable work. Not the easy work, but the actual real work. I need you to eliminate toxic people, to start building new skills, to change your mindset, to execute daily. This blueprint is not just cute stuff. It is literally what have helped me go from someone who's broke to a millionaire. And if it has worked for me, it will 1000% work for you if you actually let it. So if you're serious about actually also making money in 2026 and you want, number 1, to understand how to build a brand, how to get the attention that is needed without having it take you a year or even 3-5 years, which takes usually the average person to figure out social media. If you want to master it within 3 to 5 months, social media, getting attention, branding, growing, virality, and then making an income from your social media, all you have to do is check the description in the bio below. I will be leaving all the details for my program that I have poured everything that I have learned from going from 175,000 followers in February to today in November. We are almost at 1.9 million just on Instagram. We have 3 million followers combined on multiple social media platforms. Everything that I know about social media, about making money, I have put it in this program. So all the information is gonna be in the description below. You can check it out. I want you to make sure that 2026 is gonna be your year. Apply everything that I have talked about in this video and let's make 2026 yours. I love you guys and let's make $1 million because what else?